This is my first ever video on my new phone, so yay! Um, the phone cost $700 and I got $700 for the trade-in, which is net of zero, which is great. So that's why I got a new phone. Um, okay, I missed last week because it was Halloween and I had really like during the day I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a video. It's Monday night. Try to do that as like a deadline since Kate, you do Tuesday. And Monday was like work all day, obviously. And then I went to a Halloween get together, which I'll explain later. And then I had a NaNoWriMo kickoff party, and that all took up all of my thoughts. And then I never thought about it again. And then it was like Thursday or something. And I work to deadline. So on days like Thursday, I don't tend to make videos because I'm like, oh yeah, I have till the end of the weekend, which is stupid. I should just do it when I think of it. Because unlike Kate, I'm not that good at schedules even when I'm on. You mentioned in one of the two videos, I forget which, that you posted a few minutes late and you were like, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, do not. You are like the least stressful schedule person in the world when it comes to this. So post at your leisure and I'll probably see it 3 or 4 days later. Like that's just how it goes. And like of course I do watch them. I'm not watching right at the moment because I'm very chaotic. Also, I almost never open up YouTube anymore unless it's from a link somewhere. Like if something is linking me to YouTube, or if I'm opening it to look at this channel, because I just don't go on YouTube as much as I used to. This is a really long intro before I've even touched 2 pages of notes, so this is gonna be a long video. You were talking about being time blind when you were talking about that. I guess it was the first video. And I don't know that I've heard that expression, but it makes a lot of sense. And I have some days like that, not most, but some. So I understand what you're getting at there. The rain is terrible for cats. Yes, fair. It is great for me. Oh my God, I'm so happy with the rain. Like, we've had 2 days so far. Last like Wednesday or something, and then yesterday, Saturday, and it's been glorious. And we have like 4 or 5 more days in the forecast. I am obsessed. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's been too cold to like enjoy the rain, but sitting inside with like a cup of tea and drinking soup is like perfect for fall. Also perfect for Nano, which I will get to. Yeah, I remember checking the AQI in 2020 back when California had a really terrible thing for that. I can see the sticker in the video and it's driving me nuts. It doesn't drive me nuts in person, but seeing it the video is. They just put them, like they put one here and I took it off. I just didn't think to take off the under one because you don't see it from most angles. Yeah, anyway, the AQI, so I remember how bad that was. 800 sounds just impossible for human life. I mean, any life, cats too. So I'm really sorry you had to deal with that then. And even the 200s you were dealing with last week, like that's still terrible. And it's looked and sounded awful. So even though it wasn't the worst you've ever dealt with, I'm still sorry you had to deal with it. I'm doing the thing where I'm holding it out like an old person. Okay, NaNoWriMo. This is where it is in my notes. You don't have to do it. It's like if it's a value add. Oh, I'm gonna skip ahead. If it's a value add, do it. But also, the way you phrased it was spectacular for describing many past years of my life, which was sort of, kind of, vaguely intend to do a thing, sort of. I've probably had that exact same thought like 5 or 6 different years, and I've said, oh, I'm totally gonna sign up, and then it's just like, did I really like accomplish anything? So if you think it's going to be a value add, totally do it because 5,000 words is better than 0 words. But also, like, don't put pressure on yourself if it won't add value to your life. Like, I'm very much like, I think it is most important to stress yourself out as little as possible because mental health is the most important thing to me. So I'm just like, whatever takes away stress, whatever adds value. I am being a rebel because for Camp Nano in April and also Camp Nano in July and also the rest of the summer, I started working on the Regency romance novel based on letter writing, and I've been obsessed with it. And on October 30th or so, I was at almost exactly 50,000 words. So I started from 50,001 with my Nano, and I'm going to 100. And I'm not entirely confident there are 50,000 words in it, but I think so. And if there aren't, I'll get to the end and then I'll consider that a win. Today is the 6th, and I am over 20,000 words, which is the first time I've ever had a Nano like this, I think. You know how they have a chart on like a graph where they show like your word count per day? The floor of my graph. Like the baseline of my graph is 2000 because every single day I've been 2200 or better. And my highest day was 4600. So basically every day it's been like 4600, 2200, 2300, 2200, 4500, 4300. Like that is my chart so far, and that's how I'm at 20,000. And part of that is until yesterday I felt like I was behind because I'm going out of town from the 23rd to the 29th in a way where I may not have regular access to a laptop or ability to write. And by may not, I mean I will have 22 hours on airplanes and otherwise probably not be able to touch my laptop. So that would be really interesting to still need 15,000 words at that point. So my goal is to be at 50 before that trip, and if not, at minimum like 40 or 45. Because that way I can write on the planes, and then the very last day of November, I, in a delirious fog of jet lag, could write. Yeah, but it'd be cool to finish. I'm at the point now, because I've gotten so far ahead, I'm at the point now where if I can just do 2,000 words every day, I'll finish by the 22nd or something, which would be great because then I don't have to stress. And then I don't have to have words of like days of like 9,000. I can just do 2,000 per day. Okay. Movies memorized, yes. In fact, I just had a Facebook memory yesterday where I was like mouthing along to a scene from a movie, She's the Man. And it was from like 2017 or something because I was watching with a bunch of people and I was like, I can't speak along with it because I'll bother those people. So let me just like mouth all the words, like lip sync, whatever, to the entire movie. And so I recorded one of the scenes, which I thought was funny. Because I know what you're talking about. Like some movies just stick with you like that. I don't even know. I've probably seen that movie like once in the last 8 years. Like I don't think I've watched it more than one time since college. But I will always know most of those words. Sleeping bag not put away. I probably shouldn't show you this, but here's the state of my bed right now. Everything is teal, so it's hard to tell what's what. But the nights, in part because I still have that. Oh, sorry, that's a mess. I still have this in my window, which means it's drafty, and I need to take that out of my window because I haven't used it since the first week of September. So it like depending on whether the weather is in the 30s or the 50s at night, I either need my blanket or my sleeping bag. So I'm just keeping all of it in a gigantic ball on my bed, and then whichever I need for that particular night, I switch out. Oh, my notes about no rush to post on time include, in all caps, you're good. Okay. Oh, and the second video, so you were drinking tea. And oh, fuck. Okay. You were drinking tea, and I saw it and I was like, oh, that looks delightful. I'll make tea. But instead of being a rational person, what I said was, hold on. I have to make tea. Hold on, I'm going to pause. To you, as though you could hear me, to make my tea. This is a brand new Mets mug that I just bought that I'm so excited about. This might be too hot to drink. Yeah, it's too hot to drink. I do this thing where I'll make a cup of tea and I'll wait until it's like steeped long enough, and then I'll take the tea bag out and I will stick it in a glass of water, and then I have like faintly cranberry themed water and an actual mug of hot tea, and that is how I like tea. I'll have both. Yes. But I still thought it was funny. I talked to you as though you were in the room, and then I paused it and ran out to get tea and came back in here. I've addressed like half of this. Oh, for Halloween, I dressed up as Mirabelle, which I hadn't dressed up as anything in like 10 years. So I bought green prescription glasses off of Zennies, so they weren't that expensive. And I wore a random white t-shirt and a random blue skirt, and I bought a bag that looked like Mirabelle's bag off of Etsy, and that way I could be Mirabelle. And I went to a friend's house and we were going to watch a movie, but we mostly just sat there talking about board games. So we watched half of one movie, which was Vampires versus the Bronx, which to me, it's on Netflix. It seemed a little bit like somebody made a joke and then they were like, oh, let's run with this and make a movie. So it's just like, because the idea is that the vampires are gentrifiers and they're gentrifying Brooklyn, but they're literally vampires. So it's just like somebody made a joke and then made a movie out of it. It was funny. We didn't get very far, maybe like 40 minutes, but it was funny. And the prior Monday, I watched Practical Magic, which it's amazing I hadn't seen that before because Sandra Bullock is my favorite actress, and I have Sandra Bullock movie marathons multiple times a year. So, like, I don't know how I hadn't seen that. But it was adorable, and I loved her, and she and Nicole Kidman were great in it. I loved the thinking about the scarf thing you were talking about because it was like, I've been there, where it's like, I want to put energy into this, but it's the mental energy is all it's going to get, and the actual physical energy of going to do that extra step when nobody, like, it's too much work. Not doing it. Um, I don't have that issue with my closet because the door is perpetually open because there's too much stuff in it to close. But I have that with other things, so I get it. Um, I'm sorry you didn't get enough sleep regularly. I know how hard that is. I've had that at times with insomnia. So I'm really sorry it's so bad. I love the mug swap. I always find that really fun. So I love that. I bought a NaNoWriMo mug, but I keep it at work because that's where I drink coffee most of the time. So I can't show it. But it's the blue flower NaNoWriMo mug, and it's perfect and beautiful. So you'll see it on the website if you, or in emails if you ever get those. It's the regular one. But the Mets mug is very wonderful for me. And this is a Mets hat that is brand new. And it's like, it's like sparkly. I'm obsessed with it. I keep buying stuff. Yeah, okay, this is long enough. Alright, I am gonna say goodbye and DFTBA, and I hope you're doing well. I'll see you next week.